Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about this Superman movie again. As you know, I already saw it. Live stream, me talking about it is there. I mean, I like I said, I gave it a 5 out of 10 because it's just okay. Like it's not good, but it's one of those movies where it's basically like, okay, here's the movie, here's what it is. I don't. It's one of those movies where you can see all the bad in it, and trust me, it has a lot of bad shit was just happening. And I did say a 5 out of 10 because I'm just like I didn't have enough emotions to be like, oh my god, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But at this point, just thinking about sitting down and thinking about the movie, we gonna have to give it a maybe we gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10 instead of a 5 out of 10. I think I was just a tad bit too generous. And I remember I remember Jezebel. She's a YouTuber, and she was talking about it, and she was like, the problem is a lot of the people who are upset, we're not upset enough. I mean, Jesser, what you want from me, girl? The movie was so bad that I ain't got enough give a shits to even get the emotions I would want to have for it isn't even there because the movie's not good. It's meh at best. That's why I have to say it's meh because either you're gonna like it or you're gonna love it. And honestly, the reason why I said meh because I can't I don't have enough hatred for it and I don't have any love for it. Like I have absolutely no love or like for the movie. And I don't have any hatred or enough hatred enough to be like, yeah. But the movie is middling at best. But what I want to talk about is people online that is like talking about how they're not shilling. If you gotta make a video, if you gotta make a video and say I'm not shilling or because I like it, I'm shilling, you're shilling. Whether you're getting paid or whatever, is the reason why I'm saying it is because a lot of the channels that I've listened to over the years, y'all have bashed everything Zack Snyder has done. Even outside of Superman, y'all have bashed the hell out of him, right? But y'all never bash anything James Gunn do. And I've watched a lot of y'all for years. Never bash anything James Gunn's done, even when there is obvious problems. Y'all never bastardize James Gunn like y'all do Zack Snyder. And that's my problem because you are shilling. You had so much to say about Zack Snyder shit that when James Gunn does something, crickets, crickets. And then some of y'all want to use the Superman movie as well. Its target audience is children. As what? What? So that means because its target audience is children, therefore you spend almost $300 million on a Saturday morning cartoon when the kids could have just watched Superman the animated series or even that stupid My Adventures with Superman. I'm just being honest. Like, if you really wanted to do that, we could have. The children could have sat at home for free and watched that shit. Like, absolutely not. It is not worth the money to take children to go see it. I'm telling you, the a lot of kids that y'all claiming are liking it, ain't they ain't liking it. They ain't liking it. They really ain't liking it because Superman ain't been a cultural zeitgeist for them in years. And WB, did that to yourself when you cut the knees off from Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill. You were at Superman mania, regardless of how it happened. You had Superman right there in the palm of your hands, and you let that shit go because of the same shills that's online right now who criticized everything Zack Snyder was doing, cried and complained about this Superman is too dark. Superman would never. Okay, but y'all would never read comic books neither. So, like, what we talking about? It's funny how Superman would never, Well, how would you know? Do you read any of his comic books? No. So then shut the hell up. You can't say what Superman wouldn't do when he has 100 years of books, and most of y'all ignore that. Most of y'all don't even. Most of y'all refuse to read the Bronze Age. I'm not even talking about the 2010s. I'm talking about everything before 2010, after and after 1985. 1985 to 2010. Y'all won't even read that shit, but will criticize 2010 and now stuff, which valid criticism because a lot of the modern shit is garbage. Most of the modern shit is garbage, and it took 2011 when we saw that turning point. So I get it, but most of y'all won't even read the 1985 to 2010 stuff where the superheroes were what they were, what we saw of them. For those 30 something years, that's what people saw those characters as. And yet, none of y'all read those books, but y'all love talking about what Christopher Reeve Superman did. Oh my fucking God. I love the man, but good God. As if Superman died when he died. There's Superman the animated series. There's Smallville. There's Superman and Lois. There's Man of Steel. There's that stupid All Star Superman movie that a lot of y'all like to shield for. The Dark Knight Returns that also has Superman in it. That was the base of the damn Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice. Oh, I love the Dark Knight Returns, but I couldn't understand Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice. Really? 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 Oh, okay. All right. Superman Earth One, Superman Birthright, Superman for All Seasons, Kingdom Come, Justice, Superman World of Krypton, The War of Superman, Superman President Lex, Superman Our World at Ends. Like, hello, modern Superman story, the death and return of Superman. What's wrong with Truth, Justice, and the American Way? Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? What do you get the man of everything? Like, modern stories, 1985 to 2010 stories, and none of y'all are reading it, but y'all still get online talking about how much Zack Snyder didn't understand Superman because you saw Christopher Reeve Superman, and that's what you see as Superman, as if that's the end all be all. Now you're over here defending James Gunn's Superman, barely got any criticism at all, but talking about, but it's better than what we got with Zack Snyder. No, the fuck it wasn't. Zack had a story. He had a vision. Ask yourself, what the fuck was the vision for Superman James Gunn? Absolutely nothing. It was, oh, we're gonna make silly bitch ass Superman who constantly get his ass beat and cry like a little petulant child, and we're just going to make it very colorful for you guys. I mean, the fact that there was a scene where Lois and Clark are literally having this emotional moment while in the background the Justice Gang is taking down a kaiju from the interdimensional portal that Lex Luthor released. Like, I'm sorry, when you seen that in a comic book? When you seen that in the comic book? Where we're having a wacky, silly fight in the background, and Superman and Lois are literally just sitting around like ain't no care in the world. And before anybody try to say anything, I'll give you an example of how you really do that. So while the Justice League International was fighting Doomsday in Death of Superman, right? And while Superman was fighting him, you know, Doomsday knocked Superman a little bit far back, right? To where near where Lois can get to him, right? Now Lois is trying to help get Superman out, and Superman busts out of the debris or whatever. He's tired, he's exhausted, right? And Lois and Clark have an emotional moment right there, and she's worried about him or whatever and stuff like that. While Doomsday is heading towards, you still have some people trying to fight off Doomsday, and Superman is just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to defeat him or whatever, but no matter what happens, remember I always love you and stuff like that. And then they kiss, they have a passionate moment. Now That's part of storytelling. That's the dramatic turning point, but not where Superman literally sitting down on the couch wondering, is this the right thing? Not even Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice had Superman just sitting there while shit's happening in the background. That is so childish. And there's never been comic books where Superman is just sitting in the background like, man, I just don't know what to do. Everybody's been criticizing me so hard that I just can't do it anymore. You know? While there's literal destruction going on in the background. You know? Like, no, that's not how that shit works at all. And if Superman is out of the picture for a minute, it's because he's trying to come up with a plan, not having a worryation about I don't know why people don't like me. What? What? I'm sorry. This you can't sit up here and say that this is a Superman movie. This is a 100-year-old character, and he was put on the rig to be humiliated. We've we've never seen a humiliation of Superman like this before. Like, and don't get me wrong, Superman 3 and Superman 4 was terrible. But to constantly have Superman be bitched out, like My Adventures with Superman, because in My Adventures with Superman, he gets beat up a lot too, and people are like, this is beautiful, this is amazing, this is what we've always wanted for Superman. You couldn't have wanted this for Superman. You couldn't have, because I'll give you better. Would you have wanted this for Goku? Yeah, I know I'm getting some of y'all riled up with Goku. Could you imagine if Akira Toriyama had Goku, the main character of Dragon Ball Z, and the Dragon Ball franchise get constant? I'm talking about constantly beat up, and I'm not talking about in a manly way. I'm talking about Goku being a little bitch the entire time, worrying about what other people think about him while he's trying to fight off Frieza and Cell. Like, could you imagine if all the insults that Frieza sends to Goku, Goku's just like, in his feelings about maybe he's right, maybe because everybody else really don't like me and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck are we doing? There's a reason why the new generation after after minds, I guess the Gen Zers and stuff, they're focusing on Minecraft and Fortnite and anime and manga because of this. You don't treat the heroes with gravitas, and then when people like me and other people are saying you got to treat these characters with more respect than this. You got to make this serious. You cannot make this jokey and campy and happy-go-lucky. A lot of y'all will push back and be like, "No, we need happy-go-lucky, campy stuff because this is a superhero, and superheroes have always been silly." No, no, they have not. No, they have not. No, and I dare you to go and pick up any recent Superman run and show me where it's at. Show me where Superman is just wacky go lucky, happy, silly all the time. It's barely there. And if it is, guess what? The story don't get picked up or it get criticized to hell and back because there are comic book fans who are like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, do comic books make mistakes? Of course they make mistakes. Have there been silly, wacky stuff? Yes, it has. But that doesn't mean that that's a justification to put slop on the screen. Two, just because your friend jumped over the cliff doesn't mean that your ass go and jump over the cliff too. Maybe you might want to ring his ass back in. You get what I'm saying? We gotta ring this shit back. I'd rather Superman be a little bit more stoic, a little bit more thought provoking, make me think more so than make me be like, so is this a parody or is this real? Because Superman and Lois, which was a CW show, had better quality and better storytelling than this movie. And the CW has a shoestring budget. The fact that this Superman movie is on the levels of the CW, that's a problem. That's a problem. And again, Super CW had barely had a shoestring budget, right? And a lot of the same channels, y'all bashed everything CW, but you're accepting big screen CW. Nah, that don't fly with me. You gonna sit up here and say that you gonna sit up here and go on the thing, and then another thing too, any kind of criticism that goes towards anything DC related, or especially James Gunn, oh, you're a Snyder bro, you're a Snyder bot, you're a Snyder cultist. So it's been 12 years and y'all still can't let go of Zack Snyder because again, he left after the first Aquaman movie. After that, DC did whatever they wanted to with those movies, and y'all bitch asses didn't show up for it, or if y'all did, y'all complained about it. You can't complain about the person that's not even there no more. Because from Shazam all the way to now, Zach's not there. The only time he came back is when he did the Snyder Cut, which crashed the servers, which sold a lot of Blu-ray sales, which increased HBO Max profits and the stocks for WB. And y'all still were talking about that shit were lame and Zack Snyder's terrible as a person. But James Gunn had so many pedo jokes, did so many terrible things in Hollywood, stole from a woman, stole the ideal of Guardians of the Galaxy script from an actual woman and made them a joke. And yet, this is amazing. Or he took characters that a lot of y'all are not familiar with because once again, y'all don't read comic books, made them complete jokes, and then people like me said, "Hey, that's not what the character is in the comic books. That's not the character. The character is very serious. Why would you do this?" Well, I like it. Oh, well, okay, but your bitch ass don't read comic books neither. So your criticism is invalid at this point. A lot of y'all criticism is becoming invalid because a lot of y'all refuse to even understand why we're criticizing these characters and why y'all don't even read these books. So for you to sit up here and say, "Oh, I read," no, you don't. You couldn't have read no books because if you're really thinking wacky, silly, campy versions of the characters are good, but then you want to go back and say Man of Steel sucked, BBS sucked, everything that Zack Snyder did sucked, but then you're praising this movie, but then you also said the Flash sucks, but the Flash cinematographer is the same for this Superman movie, then you like the Flash, right? No, the Flash sucked. Well, it couldn't have if you like James Gunn's Superman movie then. Because every problem that you had with the Flash is the same problem that's in the Superman movie, right? And if that's the case, that means Batman and Robin is a good movie. But a lot of y'all will go back and say Batman and Robin sucks. Oh, okay. So that means Superman 3 and 4 and that Supergirl movie is amazing too, right? No, they suck because they were too wacky to whatever. Oh, okay. So the same thing that's happening right now. You get what I'm saying? You get the contradictions? And there's a lot of especially there's a lot of comic book YouTubers, there's a lot of comic book artists YouTubers who are now trying to sit up here and say that this Superman movie is amazing. And then claim that they've read Superman. But a lot of y'all knowledge of Superman has stopped after Christopher Reeves died. Or oh, I haven't read the comic book since the early '80s. Oh, so you haven't read Superman comic books in the early '80s or after the death of Superman. So you don't know that the character has evolved then. You don't know what his stories are. You haven't read any of the deep stories then. So for you to come in and say, "Oh, I love Superman, but I don't really read Superman," but you're reading the current stuff and saying, "See, this is why Superman doesn't work." Okay, but you're not you still won't read the the post crisis stuff, which is the longest running version of Superman stuff, right? I mean, it's crazy, and then saying that you're not shilling, but you are because you're contradicting yourself because you're picking one moment where it's good to be wacky and silly, and then the next moment it's not. But the problem is the audience isn't there for the wacky silliness. It's never been, especially for DC. How come DC succeeds when it does more serious, grounded stories, right? Funny how that works. How come y'all are trying to sit up here and say, well, even if it doesn't make that much money, even if it doesn't make $500 million, it's still a success? What? Yeah, y'all was even saying the Suicide Squad by James Gunn was a success, and that movie flopped at the box office. Well, I liked it. Okay, you might have liked it, but first off, that's not how the team is. That's not how any of this works at all. You don't make a $300 million movie and only make $264 million worldwide and keep talking about this movie is amazing and it's better than the first Suicide Squad movie. When the first Suicide Squad movie made damn near $800 million, $748 million worldwide, and sold merchandise and sold soundtracks and got an Oscar and started an entire craze of clothing and styles. Like you, I'm sorry, you can't keep saying that the shit that made money is horrible and the shit that don't make money is good. That's not how money works. That's not how business works. That's not how audience works. You get what I'm saying? This isn't a Dragon Ball Super thing. At least Dragon Ball Super can back that shit up with the money. And Dragon Ball Super sucks. But guess what? It can back it up with its money. The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, this Superman movie right here that's upcoming, all of the DC movies after Zack Snyder left, y'all couldn't even bring the money to justify your stupidity, to justify this wacky, silly shit. But you know who could? You know who could justify their serious grounded tone? The DCEU with Zack Snyder's vision. Say I'm not lying. Say I'm not lying. Damn near every movie that he worked on was bringing damn near over $600 million worldwide, and y'all still said those were failures. While James Gunn, outside of the Guardians, most of his movies do not make money, less than $300 million. But that's a success, y'all claim, y'all say. Okay, all right. Tell me y'all not shilling without telling me you're not shilling. But hey, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.